Did you know that someone dies by suicide every 40 seconds? It's a staggering statistic, and it highlights a tragic reality. Suicide is a serious issue that we need to talk about more openly and honestly. Today, we're diving deep into the often overlooked signs of suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Recognizing these signs in someone you know could be the difference between life and death. This isn't about diagnosing anyone. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to recognize when someone might be struggling and knowing how to offer support and resources when they need it most. The first thing I want you to look for is any sudden or drastic changes in behavior. We're talking about significant shifts in their normal patterns. Maybe they were once a social butterfly, always out with friends, and now they're withdrawn and isolating themselves. Or perhaps they were once passionate about their hobbies, and now they've lost interest in everything they used to enjoy. These changes can be subtle, but trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore those instincts. These changes in behavior are often a cry for help. Have you noticed someone pulling away from their usual social circles? Are they skipping out on family gatherings, avoiding friends, or dodging invitations that they would have jumped at before? This withdrawal can be a major warning sign. When someone is battling suicidal thoughts, they often start to isolate themselves. They may feel like they're a burden to others, or they may simply lack the energy and motivation to engage socially. If you notice a pattern of withdrawal, especially if it's accompanied by other changes in behavior, it's crucial to reach out. Listen carefully to the words people use, especially when they're talking about their feelings. Are they expressing a sense of hopelessness? Like they don't see a way out of their current situation? Statements like, "What's the point?" or "Things will never get better" should never be taken lightly. These are clear signs that someone is struggling to see a future for themselves, and it's a major red flag. If you hear someone expressing these kinds of thoughts, it's crucial to encourage them to talk about it and remind them that there is hope, even if they can't see it at the moment. Chapter 4. Giving away prized possessions. This one can be particularly alarming. Have you noticed someone suddenly giving away their most cherished belongings? Maybe it's their favorite book collection, a piece of jewelry with sentimental value, or even their beloved pet. This act of giving away possessions can be a way of saying goodbye, of putting their affairs in order because they don't see themselves being around to enjoy them anymore. If you notice this behavior, it's crucial to address it directly and with compassion. Don't be afraid to ask if they're thinking about suicide. Chapter 5. Increased substance abuse. When someone is struggling with suicidal thoughts, they may turn to drugs or alcohol as a way to numb the pain. They might increase their intake significantly or engage in riskier behaviors related to substance use. If you notice a change in someone's substance use, especially if it coincides with other warning signs, it's essential to address it with concern and support. Chapter 6. Drastic changes in mood. We're not talking about your everyday ups and downs. This is about extreme shifts in mood that are uncharacteristic of the person you know. They might go from being deeply depressed and withdrawn to suddenly appearing calm and content, even happy. This sudden shift can be a sign that they've made a decision to end their life and are experiencing a sense of relief that the decision has been made. It's essential to reach out and express your concern, letting them know that you're there for them, no matter what they're going through. Chapter 7. Pay close attention to the language someone uses when they talk about their problems. Are they using words like trapped, hopeless, or no way out? Do they talk about being in unbearable pain both emotionally and mentally? These expressions are often a cry for help. Encourage them to talk about their feelings and to seek professional help to address the root causes of their pain. Chapter 8. While we often associate suicide with depression and sadness, it's important to understand that anxiety and agitation can also be major warning signs. Someone who is contemplating suicide may experience overwhelming anxiety, restlessness, or an inability to relax. If you notice a significant increase in someone's anxiety or agitation, it's crucial to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. Changes in sleep patterns can be a subtle but significant indicator of suicidal thoughts. Someone who is considering suicide may experience insomnia, struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep due to racing thoughts and overwhelming anxiety. On the other hand, they might engage in excessive sleeping as a way to escape from their problems and numb the emotional pain. If you notice significant changes in someone's sleep patterns, it's important to encourage them to talk about what's keeping them up at night or causing them to sleep excessively. When someone is contemplating suicide, they may engage in reckless or self-destructive behaviors that they wouldn't normally consider. This can manifest in various ways, such as driving recklessly at high speeds, engaging in risky sexual behavior, or suddenly taking up dangerous hobbies. These behaviors are often a sign that the person is no longer concerned about the consequences of their actions. It's essential to address these behaviors with seriousness and concern. Encourage them to talk about what's driving this behavior and to seek professional help to develop healthier coping mechanisms. This is perhaps one of the most alarming signs, and it's one that should never be ignored. If someone starts saying goodbye to loved ones in a way that seems final, as if they don't expect to see them again, it's crucial to take immediate action. These goodbyes might be subtle. They might say things like, "It was nice knowing you," or "Take care of yourself," with an unusual level of finality in their voice. These goodbyes are often a way of seeking closure, of expressing their love and appreciation for the people in their lives before they make a permanent decision. If you witness this behavior, it's essential to address it directly and compassionately. Chapter 12. Talking about being a burden to others. People who are considering suicide often believe that they're a burden to their loved ones, that their presence brings more pain than joy. They might say things like, "Everyone would be better off without me," or "I'm just a weight dragging everyone down." It's crucial to challenge these negative thoughts and remind them of their worth. Encourage them to seek professional help to address these negative thought patterns and to develop a more positive and realistic self-image. Chapter 13. Self-harm behaviors. Self-harm can take many forms, from cutting and burning to hitting themselves or engaging in risky behaviors that result in physical pain. While not everyone who self-harms is suicidal, it's often a sign of deep emotional distress and a coping mechanism for overwhelming pain. It's essential to approach self-harm with sensitivity and understanding. Encourage them to seek professional help from a therapist or counselor who specializes in self-harm. Chapter 14. Sudden calmness after a period of depression. This is a particularly concerning sign that often indicates someone has made a decision to end their life and is experiencing a sense of relief that the decision has been made. After weeks or months of battling intense emotional pain, agitation, and despair, they might suddenly appear calm, content, even happy. If you notice this sudden calmness after a period of intense emotional turmoil, it's essential to address it directly and with compassion. We've covered a lot of ground today, folks, and I know it's heavy stuff. But recognizing these signs is just the first step. If you notice any of these warning signs in someone you know, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Talk to them, listen to them, and let them know you care. Remember, you don't have to be an expert to make a difference. Suicide is a preventable tragedy, and together we can work to create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and supported.